Storytelling is the foundation to YouTube success and is used by your favorite creators to keep you psychologically hooked to their videos from start to finish. And once you understand it, you'll be able to apply it to your own videos and start going viral. So, if you ever wondered why people click off of your videos in the first few minutes, the answer usually isn't your idea, scripting, or even the hook. Viewers lose interest because of your storytelling structure. This is why the biggest creators on YouTube are not just making objective, surface level videos. Instead, the best creators focus on storytelling that builds psychological connection, triggering parts of the brain that get viewers addicted to their content. Think of YouTubers like Ryan Trahan, who uses storytelling by creating challenges with high stakes to keep his audience watching until the end. Success on YouTube is defined by storytelling. Successful creators design their videos to ask a question viewers want answered, create tension through anticipation and uncertainty for the outcome, and activate brain regions that spark deep engagement and connection, keeping viewers from clicking off. And why does this design make videos so successful? Well, it creates psychological triggers that pull the viewer into an emotional experience. This is why some videos feel impossible to click away from. But if you do not understand how storytelling works, your videos will lack an interesting narrative structure and will fail to get views no matter how good your editing, thumbnails, or ideas are. So, to save you from uploading videos that are doomed to fail, I'm going to give you the formula for highly engaging storytelling. This 3-loop storytelling system is used by the top creators to hook viewers and hold their attention from beginning to end. This system uses storytelling psychology by building a strong, deep narrative structure. And once you learn how these 3 loops work together to form a complete story, your videos will never fail to capture and hold attention ever again. And the best part, you do not need to be some expert at YouTube or spend millions of dollars on your videos. Anyone can go viral using storytelling. You just need to understand the 3 parts of this system and the psychology behind how the human brain processes stories. Beginning with the first part, which builds curiosity and engagement right from the start. The open loop. So, what is an open loop, and how does it let you tell better stories? Open loops are a psychological device used to grab attention by introducing a question, problem, or mystery, with the resolution being withheld until later into the video, getting viewers to watch longer for the reveal. Your brain is constantly designed to seek closure and resolution to things you do not know. So the moment it detects an open question, an unresolved tension, a story without an ending, it cannot let go. Open loops create information gaps that your brain literally treats as an unsolved problem. This creates tension and curiosity, which gets you to watch to the very end to close the loop, get the answer and resolution, and feel satisfied. A phenomenon known as the Zeigarnik effect explains the psychology behind open loops and how they hijack the brain's attention. Named after the psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, she discovered that humans fixate on incomplete tasks far more than completed ones. Her research proved that the brain generates what is called intrusive thought, an automatic, involuntary pull towards unresolved information. In plain terms, open a question in the viewer's mind, and their brain will physically compel them to stay for the answer. But here's the thing, most creators open a single loop and immediately close it. They ask a question, they answer it, they move on. And the moment the loop closes, the viewer's brain gets satisfied and goes quiet. And with that, their curiosity naturally gets satisfied. And the viewer has no reason to keep watching and will look for another piece of content, causing your audience retention to decline. So how do you fix this problem? The creators who dominate in storytelling open multiple loops simultaneously. They close them strategically, slow enough to maintain tension, but with enough micro payoffs along the way to reward the viewer for staying, and constantly in anticipation for the next reveal. This is exactly what MrBeast does in every video, and why he's the best at storytelling. He does not just promise you one thing at the start, he seeds 3 or 4 unresolved questions in the first seconds, with extreme stakes or promises on the line, which builds strong emotional connection. Your brain reward pathways are heightened, and the curiosity gap is so strong that you feel compelled to watch to see what unfolds. But here's how you can apply these micro loops to go viral through your storytelling without spending millions of dollars like MrBeast. Before you write a single sentence in your next script, write down 3 questions you will introduce by the end of your hook. Not 3 points you want to make, 3 questions on your topic the viewers are dying to answer. That is your attention structure. Do this, and you will massively increase your audience retention, resulting in higher engagement in a flatlined retention graph that looks like this. Open loops are what make up a storyline arc, but adding tension is what actually keeps the viewers emotionally invested in the story and sitting on the edge of their seats waiting for what happens next. Tension is what actually sparks curiosity and gives viewers a reason to care about the outcome. By revealing what's at stake if a problem in the story is not resolved, it creates uncertainty and anticipation by creating conflict and revealing failure and danger if that conflict does not get resolved. Videos with no tension are boring and quickly become disinteresting, leading to dry videos that do not grab attention and signal to the algorithm to stop pushing the content. The problem is that most creators do not know how to properly build tension, so their videos get suppressed by the algorithm, and they end up getting 20 views. And that leads me directly to the second part of the formula. The second part of the formula is called the tension engine, and without it, viewers will quickly find your videos boring or disinteresting because there's no anticipation being built. Here's the truth on why viewers leave in the middle of your video. It's not because they got bored, it's because the stakes disappeared. What this does is cause sharp drop-offs in audience retention because the audience gets disinterested and sees no reason to care. Think of the tension engine as what drives the momentum of your story. The reason people get so emotionally invested in Mr. Beast is because they care so much about the outcome. He does this through the use of psychologically deep, personal human stories. Because something was at risk, because the tension kept building up, your interest keeps rising. The same principle applies to making YouTube videos. The tension engine is an extremely effective storytelling technique, where you constantly remind your viewer what they have at stake by watching, not just once in your hook, but the entire video. Every 60 to 90 seconds will keep your viewer engaged. This is because when the brain encounters an unresolved problem, it creates tension that the mind wants to resolve. Psychologically, your brain feels uncertain and craves a resolution or closure. I call these micro stakes reminders, and they can be used very effectively. Here's how they work. Every section of your video should end with both of these reminders. Reminder 1, a small piece of value that retains viewers, resets their attention, and rewards them for staying. Reminder 2 should remind the viewer what they're about to miss if they click away right now, pushing the narrative of the story forward. These two reminders work together to re-anchor the viewer's attention and justify their time watching. Here's an example. Now you understand the first loop, but without the second part of the strategy, the first part will not work. This is exactly why. Hook the viewer, remind them of the stakes, promise them value. And that is a tension engine firing. It keeps the viewer on the edge of their seat, anticipating what's next. It hands them a small reward through a small dopamine spike and pulls them forward by hijacking the brain, creating anxiety for the outcome. The most retained videos on YouTube do not just inform viewers. They're structurally engineered to create high stakes, to make leaving feel like a loss. So, now you have the open loop, you have the tension engine, but the third part of the system is the most crucial to good storytelling. Yet it is not known by most creators, and not knowing it is costing your channel from being discovered. The third part of this 3-step storytelling system is called the reward cycle, and it is what will keep your viewers watching not just the first 2 minutes, but through the entire video. Here's how it works. Your brain releases dopamine, a brain chemical that makes you feel good in anticipation of a reward, which piques their interest and makes them want to continue watching for the payoff. But when the payoff is revealed, the built-up anticipation vanishes and the dopamine plummets back to baseline. This is why foreshadowing phrases like "coming up next" work so well. Your brain builds anticipation and begins forming its own predictions for what happens next, and you get hooked to the outcome, curious to see what unfolds. So, when you structure your video to constantly preview what is coming while delivering what you just promised, you create a dopamine loop, a cycle of anticipation, payoff, and re-anticipation that keeps the viewer's brain in constant anticipation and curiosity. So, when you structure your video to constantly preview what is coming while delivering what you just promised, you create a dopamine loop, a cycle of anticipation, payoff, and re-anticipation that keeps the viewer's brain in constant curiosity and holds their attention so they don't click off. Now that you know what the reward cycle is, here's a 3-step process to apply it to your own content so viewers can't stop watching your videos. Step 1. Preview the next point of your video or an important piece of information being withheld to build curiosity and anticipation of a reward for watching. For example, something like this. In a minute, I'm going to show you something that will completely change how you write your intros. Step 2. Explain how the payoff is significant to the viewer to get them invested and anticipating the result. Explain how the payoff answers a question the viewer has, directly solves their pain, saves them time, or provides entertainment. Step 3. Close and confirm. Now that you have built maximum anticipation, deliver the exact reward you promised in step 1. Explicitly call back to the initial promise you made that you have now delivered to validate the viewer's time investment. Then, immediately set up another reward cycle so that there are no dead zones that make the viewer disinterested. An example of this would be this cycle, preview, deliver, and callback creates momentum that carries the viewer forward without them even realizing it. This keeps your viewers watching because stopping would feel incomplete. Same principle as the Zeigarnik effect. But now you are engineering it intentionally all the way through to the final second of your video. In summary, you aren't just learning how to tell stories, you're building a storytelling system, and that is the difference between a viewer who watches once and forgets and a subscriber. This is about understanding how the human brain processes stories. You're not just a content creator, you're a strategist, leveling up one video at a time. But if you want to go even deeper, I have a video right here that breaks down the exact hook formula I use in every single one of my videos. Watch it next. Your attention will never be the same.